beautiful souls. Halima LaPlante here, your wild wolf mama. Today is Monday, March 31st, 2025. Please go ahead and click like, subscribe, follow, give a comment. Let's interact. Today is a second line day. Let's take a look at the clock here. Today is a second line day with both Sun and Earth in line 2. This is the line of the Hermit. What else can I say about this? This is a line of the natural. This is a line of sitting in your house and doing what you love. And being observed by others, projecting out through the window of your life. Gate 21 is a heart gate. This is part of a very powerful leadership channel, manifesting channel, the direct connection to the throat. We have, the collective we. And yeah, individuality, mutation, right? This is, the gate of biting through, the justified and necessary use of power in overcoming deliberate and persistent interference. Here in gate 21 and the sun. This is where 70% of our neutrinos are coming from. And today we have this theme of might is right, where we're learning about the legitimacy of action in response to flagrant and persistent interference. This is the frequency of the legitimate rejection of interference on the material plane, the physical plane, material resources, all the way through to the ego uncomfortable with severity, a tendency to regret severity no matter how legitimate. The ego is uncomfortable with severity. Well, that's an interesting frequency for the sun to be giving us today, isn't it? And how might that show up? Sounds like it comes in through as extreme reactions this way or that. Follow your strategy and authority so that you know if this is a legitimate rejection or if the ego is uncomfortable with your severity. Either way could go. And it's being grounded in this energy of the 48 here, part of the channel at the gate of the channel of skills, I believe. And this is the well, the necessary and qualitative foundation that is a prerequisite to establish the common good. And today's theme, line theme, keynote is degeneracy. This is what we're being grounded into our earth. And this has a frequency of a confidence and awareness to resist inferior influence. All the way to a lack of confidence and awareness that invites interference and decadence. So, yeah, that's an interesting bit of energy that we're getting today. Still, we have this emotional energy of transitoriness coming in through Jupiter, North Node, Venus, and Saturn. So that's not following your personal law. You could feel some correction by Saturn. Maybe you're not in the right space. Jupiter is here to teach you, to help you to expand. It's not always a fun thing, that expansion, but it is beautiful. And so, I Ching, the Book of Changes. Perchance, What did I get today? A gate 2. Hexagram 2, excuse me. Hexagram 2, which is earth over earth. And the interesting thing is with this changing line here at 6, that would have turned it into hexagram 16, which is interesting because if you look at the body graph, 48 here on one side, 16 at the other, that would create the whole channel here. Coincidence? I think not. Let's see what hexagram 2, the receptive, has to say to us today. As above, so below. The hexagram is made up of broken lines only. The broken lines represent the dark, yielding, receptive primal power of yin. The attributes of the hexagram is devotion. Its image is the earth. It is the perfect complement of the creative. The complement, not the opposite. For the receptive does not combat the creative, but completes it. It represents nature in contrast to spirit, earth in contrast to heaven, space as against time, the female maternal as against the male paternal. However, as applied to human affairs, the principle of this complementary relationship is found not only in the relation between man and woman, but also in that between prince and minister, and between father and son. Indeed, even in the individual, this duality appears in the coexistence of the spiritual world and the world of the senses, the receptive. I can't remember if I said creative before. They are very much, in my mind, linked because I have this as part of my human design cross. I am a sphinx. Yes, this is about direction. Right there in the G center, 1 and 2. But strictly speaking, there is no real dualism here, because there is clearly defined hierarchic relationships between the two principles. In itself, of course, the receptive is just as important as the creative, but the attribute of devotion defines the place occupied by this primal power in relation to the creative. For the receptive must be activated and led by the creative. Then it is productive of good. Only when it abandons this position and tries to stand as an equal side by side with the creative does it become evil. The result then is opposition to the struggle against the creative, which is productive of evil to both. The judgment. That's interesting. The receptive brings about sublime success, furthering through the perseverance of a mare. If the superior man undertakes something and tries to lead, he goes astray. But if he follows, he finds guidance. It is favorable to find friends in the west and south, to forgo friends in the east and the north. To quiet perseverance brings good fortune. The 4 fundamental aspects of the creative, sublime success, furthering through perseverance, are also attributed to the receptive. Here, however, the perseverance is more closely defined. It is that of a mare. The receptive connotes a spatial reality in contrast to the spiritual potentiality of the creative. The potential becomes real and the spiritual becomes spatial through a specifically qualifying definition. Thus, the qualification of a mare is here added to the idea of perseverance. The horse belongs to the earth, just as the dragon belongs to heaven. Its tireless roaming over the plains is taken as a symbol of the vast expanse of the earth. This is the symbol chosen because the mare combines the strength and swiftness of the horse with the gentleness and devotion of the cow. Only because nature, in its myriad of forms, corresponds with the myriad impulses of the creative, can it make these impulses real. Nature's richest lies in its power to nourish all living things. Its greatness lies in its power to give them beauty and splendor. Thus it prospers all that lives. It is the creative that begets things, but they are brought to birth by the receptive. Applied to human affairs, therefore, what the hexagram indicates is action in conformity with the situation. The person in question is not in an independent position, but is acting as an assistant. This means that he must achieve something. It is not his task to try to lead. That would only make him lose the way. But to let himself be led. If he knows how to meet fate with an attitude of acceptance, he is sure to find the right guidance. Or she. The superior man lets himself be guided. He does not go ahead blindly, but learns from the situation what is demanded of him, and then follows this intimation from fate. Since there is something to be accomplished, we need friends and helpers in the hour of toil and effort once the ideas to be realized are firmly set. The time of toil and effort is indicated by the west and the south. For west and south symbolize the place where the receptive works for the creative, as nature does in summer and autumn. If in that situation one does not mobilize all one's powers, the work to be accomplished will not be done. Hence, to find friends there means to find guidance. But in addition to the time of toil and effort, there is also a time of planning. And for this, we need solitude. The east symbolizes the place where a man receives orders from his master, and the north the place where he reports on what he has done. At this time, he must be alone and objective. In this sacred hour, we must do without companions, so that the purity of the moment may not be spoiled by factional hates and favoritisms. The image. The earth's condition is receptive devotion. Thus the superior man who has breadth of character carries the outer world. Just as there is only one heaven, so too there is only one earth. In the hexagram of heaven, the doubling of the trigram implies duration in time. But in the hexagram of earth, the doubling connotes the solidity and extension in space, by virtue of which the earth is able to carry and preserve all things that live and move upon it. The earth in its devotion carries all things, good and evil, without exception. In the same way, the superior man gives to his character breadth, purity, and sustaining power, so that he is able to both support and to bear with people and things. And we had 6 in the 4th. And that means a tied up sack, no blame, no praise. The dark element opens when it moves and closes when at rest. The strictest reticence is indicated here. The time is dangerous because any degree of prominence leads either to the enmity of irresistible antagonists if one challenges them, or to misconceived recognition if one is complacent. Therefore, a man ought to maintain reserve, be it in solitude or in the turmoil of the world, for there too he can hide himself so well that no one knows him. That's pretty powerful stuff. Very enlightening. A little bit of solitude for clarity, for getting clear on what it is that you are led to do, to receive. And today, where did it go? I just saw it. There it is. There she is. Card 41, Alabaster Tablet of Layla. You are remembering at a soul level. You are tapping into greater awareness, and an understanding of your highest life purpose shall become even clearer to you. This may evoke unsettling change within you, but that change is necessary for a new way to manifest. You are protected and guided at all times, especially when you feel uncertain about your course. You are truly loved. The angel Layla heralds the Talmudic scriptures. Unlike any other angel, she is specifically described as a feminine being. Layla is a reminder that there is a place only the feminine can fill. If we attempt to live our lives skewed toward the masculine, we will miss out. There is great value in masculine tendencies toward exploration, adventure, progress, and development. However, the feminine tendencies toward compassion, acceptance, kindness, and mercy are a balancing necessity. For humanity to survive, these dual wisdoms need to find balance and integrate into the mature expression of every human heart. The appearance of Layla in a reading suggests the feminine must lead at this time. Allow the way to be shown rather than directing a path based on your current perspective. Layla is a guardian angel watching over all transitions, including the transition of the soul into the embryo during conception, and the guiding of the soul out of the body and into the realms of light when a physical life draws to a close. Alabaster was lauded by the ancient Egyptians as a guardian stone, which leads the soul toward the light during times of transition. The alabaster tablet of Layla indicates that you are navigating a significant transition. It may be that your outer life is going through change, or it may be that inner changes are happening within your soul, or both. You may not know how to traverse the shifting inner and outer landscapes, but the oracle advises you that this great angel is guiding you faithfully and effectively. So apropos considering the enormous transition we are currently experiencing in our outer world today, with all the different wars, with all the different countries poking and prodding at each other, with all the different leaders creating divisiveness within their countries. Things are tearing down, falling down, and I am hoping, I am cheering for a transition into a more peaceful and balanced future. But that's going to take us stepping away from this divisiveness, from this polarity, and accepting, allowing who we are as individuals. Anyway, in the Talmud, Layla teaches wisdom to all souls before they are born. She then strikes the upper lip of the infant at the moment of birth, creating the indentation at the upper lip and causing the child to forget everything they know. Life is then the journey of reconnection and rediscovery. The alabaster tablet is a crystalline scripture. Its vibration encourages the soul to seek the light and the spiritual path, sparking remembrance of inner truth. It helps us remember the sacred purpose for which we were born. If you feel out your depth or in need of more information or understanding, this oracle reassures you that it is okay to not know everything right now. The answers you need shall become clear at the right time. All is within. Layla is maternal, protective, and devoted to the human collective. Her name can translate to night. She is able to traverse our own spiritual nights, whether they be the periods before, after, or during our lives when we are going through a dark night of the soul. Layla is there, reminding us that spirit will always show a way, and within us is the wisdom to find it. Crystals are embodied light, and alabaster in particular emanates the white light frequencies. It is highly reputed as a drawing stone, absorbing negative energies and attracting the light of spirit into your heart and life. The alabaster tablet is created from a sheet of alabaster that energetically sheaths the soul, deflecting interference through its invisible protective shields. This oracle encourages you to perform a spiritual cleansing that feels right for you, sealing your work with a protective shield of white light. You can accomplish this by calling upon the alabaster tablet of Layla, combining the sacred earth medicine of alabaster and the celestial angelic protection of Layla using the healing process below. It's interesting because this really is continuing on with the theme of the creative, the heavens, and the receptive of hexagram 2 that we just read about, which is rooted in the earth energy. So here's your healing process. As you relax and become increasingly aware of your breath flowing in and out, allowing yourself to be present in this moment, let your awareness shift from the daily world to the sacred inner world. You can see, sense, visualize, or feel the sacred inner world as you read or listen to the description below. There is a point of light within your heart. As you notice that light, it rapidly expands, and you can feel a sense of love and recognition. You know, without knowing how you know, that this light is a friend from long, long ago. The light becomes a beautiful feminine angel. Her light shines like a gentle sun, and you feel warmed in her presence. She casts her hand and a path appears. It is your path, the best way for you to proceed. Notice how you feel about this path. Can you accept it, embrace it, trust it? As you take a step, you realize she is with you. Your heart then remembers she has always been with you and shall always be with you. Settle into this connection with her for as long as you wish, knowing that even when you return to your daily activities, your remembrance of her being with you during this exercise will have shifted something deeply for you. It will allow you to trust and feel more loved and connected to that which is beautiful and true. To complete this healing process, ground yourself with some gentle movement and, of course, plenty of hydration. The alabaster tablet of Layla. Beautiful. Oracle of the Hidden Worlds. Today, we have Tree of Souls, Collective Wisdom, Kinship Group, Library. Let's see the wisdom of this card has to share with us. In the hidden worlds, we have places and beings who are literally the storehouses of the wisdom of the ages. The Akashic libraries do not always appear as books of light, although this is one of their forms. So, too, are the whales and their song, which also hold part of the great wisdom necessary for the universe to continue. This tree is but one of those places, and perhaps it is yours. This tree, when meditated upon, when connected with in a true sense, can offer to you the wisdom of your soul kinship group. Ancestral knowledge, yes, but there is a collective wisdom, a soul group of which you are a part. And through connecting with this tree, imagining it, feeling it, serving it, honoring it, you can help keep the balance of the universe alive. This tree hosts the spark of your soul and all of its wisdom, which is, as we have learned, vast and impossible to apprehend within one lifetime. Every moment of wisdom you have, every second in which you choose to express kindness and compassion, feeds the tree of light, this tree of souls. And in return, this nourishes all the other souls connected to the tree. For we are unique and individual souls. Yes, yet we are one. And this is a place where we come together, a tribe of light, leaves on the tree, its roots shining and vast, and we are sheltered and nourished as keepers of the light. This is your soul tree. Know you are not alone, and that every act of what you would call goodness benefits not only others in the human world, but the progression of their soul through its path in the universe. Every soul a star shimmering upon this tree of light. Illumination. I belong to the universe, and I am a part of a great collective of souls who help and nurture each other throughout lifetimes. Tree of souls, guys. And so we close with this message of community, of individuality, of diversity, but also that we are all one. Individual and separate, yet not. Both and. Remember that as you're going into the world and as you're meeting people. And we're all allowed, but maybe practicing acts of kindness, allowing acts of kindness to flow out of you, allowing what is to flow out of you. No blame, no shame, just be. Again, please like and subscribe and follow and share with your friends and comment. This is a community that I am creating as well. And if you can, and if you feel aligned with my energy, we could create something beautiful in this world that is uniting as well as individual, that is diverse in unity. And remember, love yourself.